Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Welcome to this special free video song lesson where today I'm going to do my best to pay tribute to the late great Charlie Watts. Today I want to show you how to play the song Angie, which I thought was rather appropriate. And of course I've got the free PDF you can download from my website. Find a link beneath this video, so have both pages printed out in front of you as we go through this together, because there's a lot of stuff that Charlie does in this. Probably one of his more advanced parts. It really does feel like a miniature drum solo, and so I thought this would be a great song to sort of showcase his playing, his ability, his groove and his feel as well. And I must say it's been really emotional seeing all the tributes online for Charlie from all around the world, all different musicians, different branches of entertainment. It seemed that Charlie was very much respected and appreciated and loved. And so it's sad when anyone passes, but it's really sad when someone that has brought so much joy and influenced so many drummers as well passes. So I'm going to do my best today, because Charlie's got his own feel, his own touch, his own style that's very hard to imitate. The drummers from that era, we know that Charlie's a jazz fan, and so he puts a bit of swing into his playing. He doesn't play your standard drum fills. He sort of makes some very unique and improvisational, just like his jazz playing. So really cool. So the first thing is the verse 1. Drums come in at 46 seconds. We've got a lovely little intro. And I just get this excuse out of the way at the beginning. For the first part of the song, it was quite easy to hear exactly what Charlie was playing. But the bass drum is very low in the mix. The ride cymbal gets covered up a little bit by a strumming of a guitar in certain parts. And so you have to forgive me if you're hearing something that I haven't heard, or you know, I can't be 100% sure with every single bar in this song, because the drums are quite low in the mix. Charlie is a very light player, and so there's some parts that I might have got wrong. So I really try to listen, but if you're hearing something different, then you have to forgive me on that. So we start off with relatively simple stuff. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. So I'm hearing, first thing I'm questioning, I think I'm hearing and 1. He definitely plays it later in the song, but for the first verse he plays the and 1 pretty much every bar. Sorry, and 1 in this case, and also and 3 when he gets to the second bar. In between that, some of them are more obvious than others, but I'm hearing a ghost note. And a 1, and a 1. So that's a little note written in brackets. That's a ghost note played very, very lightly. And a 1. Second bar, very similar, but we have the and 3 now occurring. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1, with the and a 1 at the end again. Bar 3 is the same as bar 2, and then bar 4 is probably the most advanced drum fill of the song, right at the beginning. Very syncopated and linear, this. Not what I wouldn't expect Charlie to play this. So I'm hearing 1 and 2 and 3. A little drag there. Ghost note drag. 3E, and normal snare drum volume on the E of 3. And 3E, it's the of 2. 3E. And then 2 open hi-hats and close on its own with the snare drum. Sort of a classic Charlie idea, this. By the way, I also want to say that there are a couple of sections where you can hear Charlie not play the ride cymbal in some of the choruses at the same time as the snare drum. But during the verses, you can hear that hi-hat being played all the way through. So he definitely changes out when he plays it live, where you will see him miss out that snare drum. Sort of classic Charlie idea. But on the recording, I'm not hearing that very often. The times I did hear it, I included it. Anyway, back to the drum fill. And 3E, and then and 4E and That's quite hard to hear. I think I might be hearing 4E, but I think it's the hi-hat on its own. 4E and, I think it's the bass drum, 4E and going into the second line. So we get 1 and 2 and 3E and 4E and So quite a nice little linear pattern where we got 8 notes in a row that are falling on their own. 1 and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1. We then go into chorus 1, staying on the hi-hat. I'm not hearing Charlie play crash cymbals. When he does play a crash cymbal, it's quite obvious. Most of the time, he just goes to the right cymbal to crash on, and it's a very, very light touch. But he doesn't. He goes straight back to the hi-hat for the chorus, which is quite unorthodox. And we get 1 and 2. So we get this little swung 16th note, the first example of a swung 16th note. Just before beat 2, 1 and 2, he plays a 2, the hi-hat closes on its own, and then we get and 3. So it's sort of a signature lick that Charlie plays throughout this song after the Angie lyric. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. A little extra hi-hat note there for the first time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's ever so slightly swung, that open hi-hat note just before beat 2. Second bar, we got 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. Same for the third bar. Again, I think I'm hearing those extra bass drum notes. And then our next unorthodox drum fill, bar 4, 1 and 2, no snare drum on 2, just the open hi-hat closes on its own on beat 2, and 2 and, very light ride cymbal note on the and of 2, and then back to the hi-hat, 3 and then we get this build-up of snare drum notes, 4 and the last note is a ghost note. That was a little bit too, that was wrong as well. It's that fill. So if you want to replicate that feel exactly how Charlie plays it, then you've got to include those dynamics. Building up to the and of 4, 4 and that little last note there with the left hand is played quietly. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So it's quite a unique little feel, that, especially with the feel of it, the dynamics. So I'm going to start to skip over some of these bars because they're very simple. The line 3, bar 1, line 2 of chorus 1, bar 1. I'm not hearing the extra bass drum notes for these first 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Bar 3, hearing the extra bass drum. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. And then very similar drum fill to the line above it. 1 and 2 and. No ride cymbal there, just the hi-hat, and then 3 and, open hi-hat, and then the same drum fill as above, 4 and 1. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Into our last bar of the chorus. So now I really am going to start skipping over some of the more simple bars. We've gone over bar 1 and 2. Look out for the extra and 1 at the end, and 1 in the second bar as well on the bass drum. Bar 3, very simple. Bar 4. Moves to the ride cymbal, and we get, I think it's a snare drum ghosted on the first note. 1 and 2. So it sort of builds up in volume. It's 1 and 2 and then 3 and then this little cool drum fill. 4 closes on its own, and 4 and it builds up in volume. To the ride cymbal, not the crash. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Lovely little drum fill. So let me just play what we've got up to speed for you so far. So the whole of verse 1 and chorus 1, without the microphone on, so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So on to bridge 1, then we move to the ride cymbal, and this is an example where I think I'm hearing extra ride cymbal notes being played. He definitely does in some parts, it's just whether I got them correct, because there's a guitar strumming and it sounds very, very similar to the light ride cymbals Charlie's playing. So it's kind of hard to distinguish between the two instruments. So if you want to improvise with these extra ride cymbal notes, as Charlie would do live, then feel free. But on the recording, this is what I think I'm hearing. 1 and 2 and a 3. These little 3 now pushes occur in parts of the song. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4. 3 and a 4 and a 1. Second bar, 1 and a 2 and a 3. So a lot of 60th notes there, I think. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. Then we get, excuse me, this is repeating the idea, and a 1, where he plays and a 1, but with the ride cymbal as well. And a 1. So bar 3 is a good example of what he loops later in the song. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 1. Bar 4, we get 1 and, open hi-hat on the and of 1, 1 and then this is quite hard to hear as well, but I think he's playing this, 2 we and a 3 E, 2 we and a 3 E and a 4 and. So 1 and 2 we and a 3 E and a 4 and that little of 2 is very hard to hear, but I think I'm feeling it, hearing it. On the of beat 2 is played quietly, then we get the normal snare drum volume on the E of 3. 1 and, that was wrong, 1 and 2 we and a 3 E and a 4 and. Then we go into chorus 2 where I hear a crash cymbal or a heavily hit ride cymbal. 1, a 2, and we get the little 60th note triplet skip note on the hi-hat again. 1, a 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the whole of beat 1 is missed out apart from that last note just before beat 2. 1, a 2 and 3 and 4. Bar 2 we've gone over. Bar 3 just has some extra bass drum notes. 1, 2 and a 3, 4 and a. And then, very, very subtle this, he plays 1 and 2 and. There's no crashes, just lightly on the ride cymbal. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. Actually it's 4 and a. Building up in volume there, 4 and a. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Into the piano solo. So now let me play for you bridge 1 and chorus 2. Here we go. So the piano solo on the ride cymbal is relatively simple compared to what we've just been playing. He sort of settles into a groove for this. A good musician always steps out the way for a soloist, whether it be a guitar solo or a piano solo in this case, so the listener can focus mainly on the melody and not the drums getting in the way. So Charlie's sort of stepping back a little bit here for the piano solo, which is a very mature thing to do as a musician, especially a drummer, because you can get in the way too much with the drums. So we get, I'll just play through these bars. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1, 2 and a, I played and a 3 accidentally, it's and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and. First example of where it's clearly no ride cymbal with the snare drum, he plays 4 and then I've written it as a triplet because it's swung. We get 4 and a 4 and a 1. It's not 4 and a 1, it's 4 and a 1. Hear the difference there? Slight little shuffle, swing lilt to it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. 2 and a 3. No extra bass on bar 1 of that next line. And a 3 and, okay, carry on. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a. So it's 1 and 2 and 3, then on its own, and 4, and it's a little tiny ghost note at the end. So he's either playing and a with his left hand playing the ghost note, or I think he might play and a snare and then a tap. So 3 and 4 and a 1. Is it into a crash? Probably not. It is into a crash, into bridge 2. So bridge 2, the first bar, very surprising this. This is what I think I'm hearing. He plays 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 E and a 1. 4 bass drums in a row. Very unusual for Charlie to play that kind of thing. It's not so fast that it's that difficult, but it's an interesting choice for him to play that. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 E and a 1. Pretty sure I'm hearing those bass drums all in a row. Then on to bar 2, we're going to start skipping over these now. Bar 3, skip over that. Bar 4 though, 1 and 2. Open hi-hat on the and, very quiet in the mix, but I think I hear a little drag into beat 2. 2 and then 3 E and a 4 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1 to the right cymbal next. 1 and 2 and 3 E and a 4 and 1, 2 and a 3. Back to Old Faithful there. Bars 2 and 3, I don't hear the extra right cymbal notes being played all the way through. So bar 2, 1 and a 2, a 3, 4. He doesn't always play the extra right cymbal note with those bass drums, I think. So bar 3 is very simple. 1, 2, a 3, 4, and then a 1 and 2 ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E ands. Just 4 E and at the end of that drum and end of that bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then we go into the second piano solo, but before we do, let me play bridge 2 and chorus 3. Here we go. So for the second piano solo, again, he holds back on all the extra notes. He could play a little bit more, but he chooses to hold back. So we get very simple 4 bars there. The last bar, you just get 1, 2, and a 3, and 4, and no drum fill at all. Going into bridge 3, we get 1, 2, a 3, and 4 E ands. 4 E and with the right cymbal at the same time. Then 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1. Same for bar 3. Bar 4, 1 and 2, and then very quietly to start off with, and a 3, and a 3, and then and a 4 E and a 1. So 2 little build-ups there. 1 and 2, and a 3, and a 4 E and a... And he just stays on the right cymbal. You might want to play a crash, but he stays on the right cymbal from what I can hear. 1, and he plays 1 and a 2 and a 3. That signature lick throughout the song again. And a 3 and 4. Sorry, it's the right cymbal. 1. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. Bars 2 and 3 standard stuff. Bar 4. 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 E and a. Next line, bars 1, 2 and 3, we've gone over. He's using the extra skip notes on the right cymbal. And then this drum fill at the end, 1 and. So he uses this idea quite a lot. Moves to the hi-hat for the and of beat 1. 1 and 2 E, a 3 E, a 4 E, a 1. So we're playing all 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E. The E, the and the of each beat. 1 and 2 E and a, sorry, the 1 E, a 2 E, a 4 E of each beat. 1 and 2 E, a 3 E and a 4 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Use the sticking underneath that help you to feel where the downbeats are still. Into our final chorus, 1, 2 and 3, Old Faithful. On the right cymbal, sorry. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. End of bar 2, I don't hear the extra right cymbal skip note. Same for bar 3. Bar 4 has the same idea as the end of the piano solo. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 4 and a 1, a little swing note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Again, hope you can hear the difference there, very subtle. Last line, 3 bars of very standard stuff. The third bar, 1, 2 and a, I keep doing that, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and then talk about a simple way to end a song, 1 and 2 and. That's how we end it. No big crash at the end. It's 1 and 2 and. I think the and is even quieter than the first 3. So almost this sort of fades out with the last right cymbal note there, making it very quiet. And that's how the song ends. So let me now play for you bridge 3, verse 2 and chorus 4. Here we go. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson. Don't forget to download both pages of the PDF from my website for free. You'll find that link beneath this video. And you may be interested in joining the website. I've currently got over 550 full video song lessons available for a yearly subscription of £97, including probably coming up to at least 10 other Rolling Stone lessons. So there's lots of Stone stuff on the website already, full song lessons just like this where I teach you the song from start to finish. So if you're a Stones fan, then there's loads up on the website already, and I'm sure I'll be adding more in the future. Yeah, I'm sure I will be. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching many, many famous drum beats, fills and solos, probably a few Charlie Watts in there as well. 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous beats, fills and solos. Then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about any of that, then feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, R.I.P. Charlie, toodle pip, and happy drumming to you.